Why, hello, everybody. So, you probably already know who I am and why, well, maybe not why I'm doing this, but so over the last year with the weight loss and everything, the 150 plus pounds now and all that kind of stuff, people, one, either don't believe me with how much I've lost and what I eat. I'm eating burgers, pizzas, and all that kind of good stuff. People are like, there's no way you've lost. You've got to be eating, what you think of as, just chicken, broccoli, rice kind of a thing or anything else like that. And that's tell me, no, there are stuff you can eat to where it's just, again, you don't feel like a diet at all. And it's one thing I've said over and over since I've started doing this is that it's never felt like a diet, which is probably the reason why it's worked so good. And so there's that crowd of people who are just don't believe, and that's fine. They're in shock, and they think I'm lying about it. It's like, yeah, okay, why am I lying about this? But okay, and then there's the other part of people. People are like, yo, it looks so cool, and I've posted random pictures here and there of the stuff that I make for food and all that kind of stuff. People are like, yo, what are you making? How do you make it? And I'm just, I give them a quick recap of what what I'm eating and stuff like that, and then people are like, why don't you just start like a cooking show or anything like that? So. I don't know how far it'll go as far as like a cooking show per se, but I figured for today, one of the meals I've eaten quite often over the last year is chicken alfredo. So this one was a little bit, I was being a little lazy today, so I didn't actually make the alfredo sauce, which I could do. It takes a little bit more. Again, I just really didn't want to. So it's going to be a chicken alfredo, two different types. There's going to be one type to where how I make it for myself, and then the other kind that Deb, my wife, makes or that she likes because she doesn't. It's different kinds of noodles from that for each of us. Both good options for what you're doing. Just has for different stuff for different folks. So yeah, let's make some chicken alfredo. So I tend to just buy these types of chicken that are already pre-cut and all that kind of stuff. Now, if you want to make a whole chicken or get the strips or whatever and cut them out yourself, feel free, whatever you want to do, either way. But make sure to get the chicken breast because those are going to be the best kind for this recipe in general. But yeah, all right. So that's what I use. Let's get them out of there, and we will get them onto the skillet and get them cooked. All right, the oven is hot right now, so we're going to go ahead and get started on cooking the chicken. First thing I'm going to do is we're going to get some little non-stick in the pan. And then get just a little bit of garlic going for just a few seconds before we actually put it in. All right, and we'll get the chicken in. All right, to go along with it, to add some more seasoning, I'm going to add some Lawry's garlic parmesan. How much? I don't know. We will listen to hear our ancestors tap us on the shoulders and tell us that it's enough. That's it, and we'll just keep continuing to cook this until it's fully cooked. So here we have our finished chicken that we just got done cooking. This is pretty much an entire week's worth, so we will get this divided it up and we'll start putting everything together here in just a second. Before anybody doesn't know, this is Aurora Sue. Hi, Aurora. I guess there's Hudson too. Aurora. Hey, babies. She is my sous chef. She will not leave the kitchen at all while I am making any sort of food. Okay, so for the noodles, what we have is we are in two different types over here. We are doing these healthy noodle. They're more like a faux type of noodle kind of thing, and then that's for me. And then the wife wants to do Bonza chickpea noodles because she doesn't really like those ones, but she does like these ones. But they're still decently healthy for you and everything like that. So you look on these ones. The servings for hers is probably going to be closer to like 190-ish calories, to where with mine, these healthy noodles, this entire pack is like 50 calories. So, I mean, I can eat this huge thing. You can almost just do sauce in this, and it'll pretty much fill up most people. So I mean, like I said, do whatever kind of noodles you want. Just make sure to pick ones that are healthier. I mean, so like I said, again, it's all about your choice on these. This is why we're making two separate ones, hers and his. One of the reasons why I like these ones is because these are already pretty much cooked and ready to go. Pretty much all you have to do is open the bag, give it a rinse, and then you have all of the pasta ready to go. Like I said, so I don't necessarily prep this out for the entire week. I'll usually just do this the night before, because if you can't find time to do 5 seconds to just rinse these out, put them in the bowl, and get everything together, I don't know what else to do. So here we go. There they are. Just give them a quick little rinse. Drain them out pretty good. And you get your serving container, your meal prep, whatever you want to use, and there you go. That's all that there is to your noodles. So that's, like I said, these are pretty much, you have a ton of volume with these. Look, that's all of this noodle is only 30 calories. So that lets you have the bread, a little bit extra sauce, a little bit extra chicken, all that kind of extra stuff and this is just there to fill you up for the most part. When it comes to Alfredo, I was being a little lazy this week because I just didn't want to make actually any from scratch. So I got a couple different ones. We went with the Prego one. I'm going to use this 4-cheese one that has, 60 calories per serving. And the wife prefers to have the roasted garlic one, or the roasted garlic Parmesan one, which has 70. So, I mean, either one, you're not going to be bad. It just, don't overload it and go crazy with it, and you're fine. So that's the kind of sauce that we'll be using. So we're going to put it all together here in just a minute. Okay, so now for everybody's second favorite part, besides the actual eating part of this, we are going to actually put it together. So the first one, as you can see, we have our noodles that we're using, the low-cal ones for mine. We are going to put in 150 grams of our Prego sauce. There you go. Here we go. Close enough for government work. We're going to get a little fork here, then we are going to stir it all in. Alright, so then we're putting it back on the food scale. By the way, if you're not using a food scale, get yourself one. That's probably one of the most important parts about all this whole dieting thing is you need to actually weigh stuff so you know exactly what you're, how much you're eating and everything. It makes it so much easier. If you can buy them pretty cheap on Amazon for like 15, 20 bucks. I bought this one, over a year ago, and I pretty much use it on a daily. Now, before I put the chicken in, I'm going to add just a little bit of just your regular Italian seasoning on there. Add a little bit more flavor. And then we're also going to do some more of the garlic Parmesan that we put on when we cook the chicken. So add just a little bit more in there because flavor is cool, kids. Alright, then we're going to zero that out again, or tear it out. And then we are going to be putting in 220 grams of the cooked chicken breast from earlier. So let's go. Alright, so that one we got 225 out of it, and that's, so as you can see, that's actually pretty much a ton of food. So all of this right here is only going to be, I think it was 510 calories for all of this on this servings for this one. So yeah, that's not even, with the bread, you maybe add in another 100, 150 calories. You're still, under my calorie limit for meals, use typically 750. So I'm way below that. And look at how much food is there for right now. All right, so now we are going to do the wife's, who, like I said, she's using the different noodles and different pasta. So we will tear that out. Get her, there's that for hers. Now for her, she doesn't eat a whole lot, so hers is going to be quite small. But what we'll see is she wants 125 grams of the noodles. Close enough right there. And then she wants 100 grams of the sauce. So you can either use your smarts and add, or just zero it back out and put more sauce in there. 107, that'll be just, like I said, this doesn't have to be pinpoint specific for any of this. As long as you're measuring and you're within, as long as I'm within usually about 10 grams of stuff, I am good. So we will mix this up a little bit more for hers. And then voila, that is what she will be having for her meals. She prefers it with just the noodles and the sauce. Maybe she'll have some bread into it. Hers, because of the noodles, while they're still really good noodles, without any chicken, just this by itself, this is about 550 calories compared to what I'm doing. So you can see the two side by side. Much more volume, a lot more chicken, you know, obviously more noodles, more filling. For me personally, she barely eats anything at all, so she will be using this. All right, so that's all for the cooking and putting it together. I'm gonna go eat this. And because no chicken Alfredo is complete without getting some sort of a bread to scoop up all that leftover goodness in the sauce, I got one of these sourdough breads at Costco that I'm also going to be putting with it to have for the meal. So I got the oven at 425 and we will get this in. Okay, so this is actually the second time I had to film this because I didn't realize that the other one, I tried to film it with my camera on my computer and it just went to shit. So as you can see, what I was trying to say is that now we get to enjoy all of this. So we got all of this plus the bread that I've already started eating on. Like I said, there was much more. How much this actually weighed for as far as what it's going to do for how much it's going to fill you up was quite surprising. Well, actually, I didn't realize how much it weighed until I picked it up and I was like, damn, that's not bad. So all of that was only, I think it's like 720 calories. I'll put it up and link it, all this kind of stuff here. Plus it had like, I think it was 75 grams of protein and stuff like that with it, which is great. I try to eat between 60 to 70 grams of protein per meal. So yeah, so that's the best part right now, is that now we get to enjoy all this goodness that we've had, and it does taste good. One thing I try to tell people is that yes, the taste will be a little bit different, especially if you're going to be using stuff with less fat, all that, you know, all the goodness stuff to make stuff really good. But at the end of the day, a lot of this stuff still tastes really good to me. It's a ton of food, and to be honest, when I start seeing the scale and the weight go down like I do, I don't care. It feels good to me. The slight lack of taste or a little bit of a taste difference doesn't bother me at all. So yeah, so I'm gonna go back to eating all this. If everybody likes this, maybe I'll keep posting up other videos for everybody to watch. So for now, big eats for big peeps. Doses.